The video you're about to watch is one where I delve into the nature of consciousness, how to open into the infinite potential that exists within each one of us, how to know the unknown, how to leave our limitations behind. I've been exploring this subject for years. I do explorational awakening sessions with friends of mine, and again, I've done that for years, but now I'm going public with it because we're beginning to have some beautiful successes, and I'm compelled to share them. And so this is unprecedented for me. And so I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you follow along if it's something that rings true for you. My name is David Newren. This is my session that I did a couple hours ago with my friend Jeff. So, thank you for watching. Jeff, how you doing tonight?
Good.
Okay.
I'm
our first time in a session in about a year, I think. And
Okay.
and so
Is that what this is?
this is a session, yes. We began the conversation about the consciousness that you're going about your duties in life, what the personality is of, not the personality, but what the clarity is in the consciousness behind the personality. What version of you are you going to be? And I'm just saying that from my investigations of myself, there's almost infinitely better versions of me than the one that I'm doing. And so I'm switching it up. And so all I'm saying is we're friends. And if I'm able to switch it up, I'd like to say, hey, Tag, you're it now.
Okay.
You switch it up too.
Okay.
And so the problem is that our consciousnesses have decided so emphatically that that's not going to happen. Because every time we try to, it seems like the entire universe is in disagreement that we should be that, do that, and have that. We should be punished, we should be suppressed, we should be blocked, we should be literally damned up. And as the song says, jelly tight. Or that was jammed up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm up and jelly tight.
Jammed up and jelly tight. Okay, so how do we open into that version of ourselves where we celebrate that kind of song, where we can't restrain ourselves from singing along and making it up on our own and doing something where we just say, oh my God, do I love my life now. What a journey it's going to be between me and my final resting place, because I'm going to love every second of it. So that's a space that I know is available, and you still get to be you. Your personality and your ego and your identity is not completely destroyed. You still get to pretend that you're less than what you are, but enjoy it a whole lot more. Isn't that a good deal?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So how do we take that deal? How do we make the deal? How do we make the deal with the devil? Well, it's not exactly making a deal with the devil, except it is exactly that, because the devil taking the deal is you. You're saying, yeah, I am jammed up and jelly tight, and with all my might and all my mind and all my strength and all my abilities, I cannot budge myself a centimeter from where I am right here, right now. So given that I've chosen myself into a limitation so dense, so confined, so unbelievably obtuse to knowing truth, let alone living it, let alone letting it set us free. We've been dense and dumb and stupid and out to lunch and knocked in the head and fell off the wagon right on our heads. That's what we did. So we're a couple of local yokels being just ridiculous, just completely ridiculous, given our eternal nature of self, of our open understanding and being a whole and complete and universal beings. You know, to come here and get knocked completely out of whack where, you know, we believe that we're an animal and that the eternal and the divine are just concepts and ideas and metaphors because people need something to hang on to in order not to go crazy. No, it's quite the opposite. All of those people are crazy for wanting to stay where they are, for believing that where they are is good and right. And it's ridiculous to observe the collective level of consciousness of humanity and say, that's where I want to be. That's who I am. That's what I choose to be. And not only that, I choose for their opinion of me to control me, to identify me, to define me, and to move me into creation and expression and manifestation. And this is who this body, being, identity, name, personality is. You can't let the collective have that power over you, and it will, simply by your abdicating it yourself.
Today was actually a really good day.
Good. What happened?
My daughter visited me
Good.
from Austin.
Good.
Brought my two little children.
Good for you. Good for you.
And my ex-wife Julie. She was here too. She came up and
Good for her.
spent the day, and they'll be here tomorrow, and then they're going to go. But my Karina, she asked me for some coaching. You know, she had a question, and you know, it had to do with some contention she has with her little sister.
Okay.
And I was giving her some advice, you know, which is really stuff that you've been talking about, you know, to step into her highest version of herself.
Okay. So can I add to that a little bit in case there's something that you didn't tell her yet that might be good for her?
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing I would say to her is it's okay to be dissatisfied with your relationship with somebody else. That's good.
Yeah.
Because there's very few divine relationships on earth, if any. So every one of us should be dissatisfied with every one of our relationships because who we're being in that relationship, the level of consciousness that we're identifying as and saying this is the real me, this is what you get, is a lie. It's a goddamned lie. It's
well, I kind of told her that you know, she defines. Anyway, so it was a good process for me to have this experience.
Good.
Because you know, I could see when she was stepping back into her clouds. You know, her clouding, her definitions of how it is, and therefore she's setting the stage, so to speak.
Well, for her to be right and the other person to be wrong and nothing to change.
Yeah, or to at least I told her that is, that's you coming from the lower frequencies. But step it up and go up higher on the ladder to your highest
Good,
divine
good,
self.
good for you. So let's
And
let's change
look at the situation and address the situation, address your sister from a regal place of power, and that power is love.
Okay,
Always love.
but the problem with that, Jeff, is that when somebody is angry at somebody else, they don't know how to be in that place of
Yeah.
of
Well, I told her,
where
it's a skill. She's gonna have to develop it.
okay.
It's a skill.
So let's bring it back to you and I, and the right now, because talking about somebody else's opening and issues and stuff is intellectual, not experiential. And
Yeah.
and it's the experience that will change us. And so it's what experience we're willing to open into in this moment that will shift our reality for us. So we don't want to be right from where we are. And that's what you were just doing. You were celebrating the fact that your day today was a lot better than most of your days are, and that's commendable. That's good. But keep climbing the stairway to heaven. And so
Right.
so when we have an opportunity to talk, and that I do what I do, and sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's not, but it's always beneficial. Then let's level up, man. Let's let whatever it is that's necessary for your consciousness and my consciousness to be in sync with ourselves. Not that we don't have to be in sync with each other, but just within ourselves, where there's no sabotage, where there's no judgment, where there's no condemnation, where there's no deciding to stop ourselves from being great, from being magnificent, from being aware and powerful and benevolent and loving and caring and compassionate to everybody. Okay, so that sounded good enough to you that you just said, okay, I'm opening. And so I can feel it because I am so much freer right now in this moment than I was just before. So thank you for making that choice. And that's as easy as it is. And what we want to do is we want to have that experience as fully as is possible for us to let us ourselves experience that. Because all we have to do is let it happen. We're not in control of it happening. We're in control of it not happening, and so we have to loosen that control so that it can happen. Okay, there. So now there's a flow moving through the body, the tension and unconsciousness and trauma and darkness and unconsciousness, numbness is dissipating, flowing out of the body, transmuting and transcending. So just notice that and watch it. Notice that it's already happening. You don't have to do anything about it. You can just look at it and say, oh yes, this is beautiful. Because yes, this is beautiful. Yes, it is easy. Only liars make things complicated. And you won't find the truth in a lie, man, except that it's built upon substructure lies and false assumptions and limited points of view.
Yeah.
So you don't have to search your life for the truth that sets you free. All you have to do is the next time it's staring you in the face, instead of saying no, saying at least say nothing and look at it. Because we both know you can't say yes to it, but at least you can peek at it. Begin to perceive what your own potential is there, if you were ever to do it. You can't do it, but if you were ever to do it, What would it be like? You can take a peek at that. You can open up enough to sense what that is and what that would be like. And as you sense what that is and what that would be like, oh, wow, yeah, ah, 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 that's what it would be like. Ah, yes, 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 okay. Yes, oh, I said yes and I didn't even know it. How about that? But as I say that no, I said that yes, and as I look at the option again in this moment, I can still say yes again. Yes. Yes to undamning ourselves. Yes to opening the door. Yes to knowing heaven within our own heart. Yes to the divine being the start and the middle and the end of our day. The wholeness, the fullness, the completion, the beginning and the end. It's all you, it's all us. So know it in your embodiment. Why not? Why not? You don't have to look to anyone else for the choice. It's yours alone.
Yeah.
It's yours alone. Nobody else has an opinion that counts even 1%. And it only takes a 10% choice for it to irrevocably happen. So, and you're, a good solid 7, so you don't got far to go, man. So
you're talking with a lot more clarity.
Because I'm continuing to do this. I'm actually seriously moving through. Yeah, it keeps getting better and better. Of course, it gets better. How can you speak what can't be spoken, or what couldn't be spoken yesterday but can be spoken today? How can you speak that and not have it shift who you are right now from what you were before into what you were hoping to become?
Okay, whatever that meant.
What that means is you don't have to be you anymore. You can be you times 100, man. You times 100. Just let go of, or just say okay, okay. If that's true, then I say yes.
Well, you've impressed.
Pardon me?
You're very you're right on.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate the acknowledgments. I know that I know what you know, and I know that you know the truth when you hear it, and the sound, the sound, and I know that you follow that from the sound to the consciousness that moves it into expression. And I know that when you come in there and take a look, you go, "Oh my God, I feel at home. I feel free. I feel me again." You feel you again when you awaken. It's not a bad thing to do, even though everybody is so afraid of the light. The destructive power of the light. But the destructive power of the light is only in shining the light of truth on lies, which causes them to not be effective anymore, not even be real. There's no true lies anymore. Meaning lies that control and condemn you and guide you and teach you and show you the way to be. You want that reality? I don't. Not for me. Not anymore. That's out the window and through the door, and to Grandma Goddess's house we go until we find the wolf at the door is nothing but a sheep in disguise. And in disguise we've been playing mice and men, and even that not very well. But I tell you, my friend, that for us to stay in hell anymore is a hell of a choice to make. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on a bit of a roll here. So let's take it through the door. Let's take it across the goal line. Let's put that ball through the net, through the goalposts. A hole in one.
Well, you have already you've already touched on you've already lit 2 or 3 fires
I
inside
know.
of me.
I know. I'm trying to make it contagious to the point where there's
So,
nothing can withstand them.
well,
I want
I'm
to
just saying,
I want
I
I want a
get to a
fire.
point
I want a
where
fire that
I
consumes everything that condemns you and judges you and limits you in any way and that's inside of you, that's
okay,
attached to you, that's connected to you.
yes,
It's over time for that. The game is
yeah,
over. The game is over. Quit playing.
yeah,
Quit playing, man.
well,
Quit playing the role. You're not the ego. You're not the identity. You know, you can use those, but experience yourself fully, even though you're acting with the body that you have. It's the one that you've got, and it's full of shit, and it's about ready to croak and die, maybe even. But that doesn't matter. It's alive right now, and you can embody it divinely, no matter what condition it's in. So quit complaining about it and quit trying to fix it and just allow yourself to be who and what you are, exactly as you are, without condemning, without controlling, without trying to ascend and make amends and forgive your sins. No. You just flip the switch on, divine consciousness, and you leave it on. And anything that tries to turn it off, you just give it a little look and say, I see you. And when it sees that you see you, it can't maintain the fabric of its identity, man. It can't maintain its purpose. It can't maintain its reality. It can't maintain its mask. And it comes into its own self-realization of its own truth, and there's no game against you anymore. You see?
yes,
Okay. Yes, I see. I
yeah,
know. Yes, I see, and open I'll be, and the truth is for me evermore. As I open that door and I see those sights, and I say, oh my God, please, that for me tonight and every night and every day and every moment that I move is this life. An end to the past and a new beginning. As the radiant light of divine truth. Shining within me for my own benefit. Not forcing it on anyone else. Not lording it over somebody who can't do that because they didn't know that they could just say yes and stop saying no. You know, when they hear that, they'll fix themselves, man. They'll fix themselves. Don't say no to better for you. Try and say yes. You can't, but keep trying until you can. And then when you can and you actually mean it, everything will change. There's the sum total of every scripture that anyone ever needs to know. At least that's what I think. And that's what I think what Jesus really said, but they couldn't fill a book with that. I know for sure it's what Buddha said.
well, it's what Dave
I
said.
know, I know what, I know what, and I know is, I know it's what John Lennon said.
Yeah, what
Let
do you
it
say?
be, let it
Let it be.
be, let
That was
it
Paul
be.
McCartney.
Oh, I like him even better. I'm a little irritated at John Lennon for a reason I can't even put my finger on, because I think he should have stayed best buddies with Paul McCartney for his entire life, and it hurts me that he did. And why I should have an opinion on that things should have been different, I don't know, but I do. And but I love Paul McCartney.
Could you imagine what they could have done to the consciousness of the
Okay.
earth.
Okay, stop right there. They did what they did, and they did an amazing fucking job for the consciousness
Yeah.
of this earth. As much as it's hard to even calculate how much they did. But
Yeah.
don't go back to the point where that can't be you in the rest of your life, because if you say yes to embodying the potential you, to staying on that continuous opening, that continuous experience of transformation, that continuous, oh my God, there's a transcendent experience, an essence, a quality about my life now that is
Yeah. Yes.
a beautiful thing.
You know, this is a very quality conversation. This is one of the best conversations I think you and I have ever had.
Which means they're one of the best conversations ever by anybody to anybody. Okay, good.
Okay, so the thing is that I am so locked into everything you're saying, and I've really kind of hung on every word.
Yeah.
Of this conversation.
Okay.
From the start up until. The thing is that as you're going along, shifts and changes and reshuffling and
occurs.
Things are happening inside of me.
Of course, that's the reason we're
at a rate of where I want to keep up with it.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Keeping up with it is slowing you down. All you have to do is observe it and just allow yourself to open as much as necessary, so that it flows faster and faster and faster.
Yeah.
It never stops. It never stops getting better.
Typically, I shut down.
I know. I know, but you're asking me for permission for you to shut down and talk about things right now, and I'm not saying yes to that. Okay? I'm saying no. Sorry, bullshit. If you want that, you're going to have to hang up on me.
You.
Okay, so look.
The energy behind what you're saying is flowing.
Yes.
As so most of this is a compliment to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm just saying how it's landing over here, and I've been able to.
Yeah, the flow is open regardless of the words.
I've been able to follow.
Yeah, the flow's open regardless of the words being spoken now or not.
What?
The change is occurring whether I speak or not, or what I say or what I don't say.
It's an energy work that you're doing. That the words have been a catalyst to
exactly.
To land in this this energy work that's going on, and it's I have to say it's beautiful. It's really amazing.
Oh well, that makes me still feel so happy, Jeff, because we've put a lot of our conscious attention together on this, and for you to have a realization and an opening and an experience like that is really gratifying to me, because it says that all the work that I've put into this is beginning to have a benefit to other people. And in order for it to be beneficial to me, then it has to be beneficial for everyone, you see.
Yeah.
There can't be a secret that's held by one and benefits only him. If you want to be free in a reality like this, then you have to allow something that would free everyone to be what frees you. Because if you try to make it special, if you try to make it unique, if you try to make it secret and available only to the select few, then nothing will ever change. People will pretend, everybody gets to pretend that they're the best, even though they know they're not. You get to pretend that they're right 100% of the time, even though they don't know that if they know anything at all. Most assuredly, they know almost nothing. Most of what they know, they're wrong about. And that applies to me. That's why I'm speaking it, because this is what it takes in order to confront the truth about ourselves at a level and look at it in a detailed enough way until the lie that is the reality, which is what we call the truth, because it's real, we say it's true. But just because something's real doesn't mean it's true. It's a real lie, and it really hurts, and it really limits you, but a lie isn't true. It's only as true as you let it be. And as soon as you recognize a lie and shine the light of truth on it and say, that's fucking bullshit, then you're free of it. So let's say fucking bullshit on our pathetic lives. This is bullshit for me to be who and what I've been here. Even the me that I'm being right now, it's fucking bullshit. No, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going to limit myself in this way. I'm saying yes to my previous no's. And allowing my no's to know the infinite and the eternal and the universal. I know the universal in my own nose. That's how big my nose is. See if you can beat me in that one by a nose. Of course you can't, but you can do better. But you can't do better by beating me. You can only do better by knowing yourself completely.
Yeah.
Because if you're into beating anyone else, you're not into winning for yourself, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You're condemning yourself in the destruction of others. You're condemning yourself to a destroyer of a false evil. You're actually destroying a divine being that took on a mask that was oppositionally opposed to your false mask. Neither one of you were living the truth of yourselves, and yet, being on opposite sides of the camp, your thought process and your actions and your words are to destroy each other. You fucking idiots. Fuck. You have to describe reality the way that it is in order to take responsibility for it. So what I said wasn't a lie. What I said was my experience of reality. So now that I've said that, and now that I've owned that, and that's said, yeah, that's my experience. That's what I feel. I'm saying no to that continuing, and I'm saying yes to the opening, yes to the awakening, yes to the realization, the understanding, the radiance, the divine experience of me for myself. For myself. And if I have that experience in myself, it's going to get so much better for my relationships, for the people that I interact with. It's not a superior thing to be whole, to be complete. It's not a superior thing to be holy. It's not a superior thing to be divine. It's just, you know, How much have you said yes to embodying your own truth? That's all it is. That's all it is. How much self-realization are you letting happen to you? And the amount that you let in, say yummy, yummy, more and more and more, please. But don't say that yours is better than somebody else. Don't make this a competition. Don't stop yourself in your tracks by saying you're better than anyone. As long as you're in the mode of condemnation and competition, then you better put 100% of your focus on choosing to stay open and choosing to allow this process to happen to you. How? You don't know. But you can't control it other than by saying yes instead of no. So when the divine goes stupid and unconscious and black and dark and evil, not that black devils don't matter, they do. They matter a whole lot because they're part of the whole, and you are too, and the wholeness is the fulfillment and the universal truth of you. And whatever damages and injures and harms and diminishes one part affects the whole. And when one of us chooses to awaken, oh my God, what a celebration. What a celebration, because that reverberates throughout the universe, through the connections between all of us, even just one. When you awaken, you'll inspire so much more yeses in others. So yes is your painting I'm going to do for you. Because that means yes to opening, yes to freedom, yes to awakening, yes to transformation. Now, now, now. Yes, now. Yes, now. That's what that means. No matter how stupid we are in our daily lives, and man, am I a stupid boy. Am I a stupid, stupid boy. But boys do what boys do, you know. They like to exercise, they like to make money, they like pretty girls, you know, and they get stupid about all of those things. Shiny cars, you know, boats, airplanes, you know, competition. But in all those things, if we say yes enough, it'll shift the fabric of that reality. It'll make it beautiful and wonderful and free. Not just for you, but for the people that you interact with. When you're aware enough to interact with other people the way they need to be interacted with, so that they go, oh, I'm safe here. I'm seen here. I'm known here. At a level of truth that I have to expand infinitely even to understand of myself that they already know. So when a person has to expand into their freedom in order to have a full relationship with you, that's a beautiful gift to give others simply by being yourself. So I think this, Jeff, and it should be your honor, because you were the one that really got me to film these. I think the first things that I filmed was with you. And so, with your permission, and I'm not going to say your last name if you don't want, but I'm going to say to whatever little promotions on saying, hey, there's something worthy of being heard here, that, hey, this is my buddy that I started taping with, and so this is the one that I want to share and say, yes, there is something beautiful in store for you. Something not just beautiful, but amazing. And if you open enough, absolutely magnificent. And that's the journey that we're all on. Now, I'm just at the point right now where I can express it. I can touch it. I can put my toe in the water and I can feel what it's going to be like. And it's going to be really good. Really, really, really good. Even for somebody that's tied themselves up, condemned themselves, did everything they absolutely could to knock themselves unconscious and be wrong in everything they do. And I'm describing myself that. In my experience of myself, I consider myself quite a piece of excrement. And yet, even somebody who's been such a bad influence, such a bad experience on so many people for such a long time, if I can wake up, anybody can wake up, believe me. Because what I have done, what I've said, how I've made other people feel, the disappointments I've created, the curse that I've put on the universe for not saying yes to the real me. Because we are all connected. And if you choose to go dark, it darkens us all. And if you choose to open to the truth that sets you free and self-realize your divine radiance, that you take that on again, that you let what is actually true about you become your physical experience, your mental consciousness. It'll make humanity a beautiful experience to be again. It'll be the Garden of Eden all over again with just loveliness, true loveliness in every experience and expression by everybody. Because the more people that open and say yes, the more irresistible it is to say yes for others. You know, this is a movement, this is a spark, this is a time where we've all chosen to open and to transcend and to be our self-realized, awakened, universal, and eternal essence, presence, and magnificence, really. And the body's going to like that. And your mind is too. Your ego's going to say, oh my God, I never thought it would happen to me, but it did. And that's how the ego is gotten rid of. No other way, in awe. Okay, so Jeff, that's about all I got.
Okay, are you recording it?
I videotaped it. I'll upload it and have Mike stick it on the web tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I'll say, that wasn't me. I didn't do it. I don't really mean that. And then I'll go, oh my God, I did do it. I did say it, and I did mean it. My God, so what's that going to do to me when the word gets out that David is strange? Strange, strange, and somehow a little bit wonderful. I don't know if I can face that. I'm probably going to have to run and hide in a hole somewhere, but I'm still going to put the video out.
Yeah.
No matter how embarrassed it makes my ego, my identity, my personality, my life history, no matter, yeah, so you see how solid that still is? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes to the transformation. You're identified with all of that. I'm identified with all of that. And that's where we say yes now, because we're feeling it. So we say yes to our opening, our realization, our allowing God, or universal consciousness, whatever it is that we can open into and allow ourselves to be set free by a truth that actually sets us free. Okay, ready, set, go. Feel it all and allow the truth to set you free right where you feel it. Allow the truth to set you free right where you feel your damnation. Your trauma, your pain, your sorrow, your unconsciousness, right where you feel it. That's where you allow the truth to set you free. What's the truth? Who the hell cares? It's not in a story. It's in the experience. The truth is never a story. The truth is always the experience of what the story is told of. So drop the story and then say yes to the experience. Yes. Ah, that's feeling better. Yes, here too. You're saying yes to your own transformation, your own awakening, your own realization, your own understanding, your own movement of truth. Once you've realized it enough in your body, in your mind, in your ego, in your personality, so just allow yourself to be changed by the truth in whatever way it does. Because believe you me, it doesn't matter what the change is, it's going to be a better you, and you're going to love it. Say yes to a better you. Okay, that's your painting, Jeff. Finally, it came out right.
Okay.
Say yes to a better you. I want you to write it down on a big piece of paper and paste it on your bathroom window.
Okay.
And every time you see it, then think of it. I want you to say yes again.
Okay.
See, look at how much each one of us have to get better. I mean, we're such a crap heads, that we've got so much room for improvement in every possible way. It's going to be quite an enjoyable journey to see how much transformation is actually possible. So here's the beginning, even though it's been in process for 30 years, but here's where it gets real. How's that?
That's good.
Here's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
And we start hauling our ass out of unconsciousness, out of disillusion, out of a lie, out of a web of lies so complete that not a bit of light can get through. The only light in all that darkness is a little bit of your own consciousness. And you feel so alone and so afraid. Because the darkness is your home, and this little bit of light that you have, you're afraid of because it's different. You're not quite sure what to do with it. It might be bad, it might be wrong, it might be something where you'd be condemned forever if anybody saw it. That could be true. And that's what controls every one of us from letting each other peek at our light, letting ourselves peek at our light, and saying, Wow, that's cool. I wonder how much better it gets. Then you find out. Because you asked the question, you noticed your light. Ah, you allow your light to come to you. And then you notice. Then you allow yourself to move as it. And then you open for more. You give gratitude. You say, oh, thank God. Or thank the goddess. I love that flavor so much more. But it's whatever flavor it is that you like. Whatever it is, love it and open to it. If you have to have a story, that's okay. Take the best story you can find that you really love and say, okay, Mr. Story of the divine being you, I'm open. If you can set me free, set me free. I'm focused on you. I'm saying yes to my self-realization, yes to my truth, yes to my freedom, yes to my knowing, yes to my embodiment of the divine, and the knowing of the universal and the eternal is my experience of myself. I'm saying yes to all. Now I'm allowing any change that happens to me as a result of that request and my open willingness to receive that and be moved by it, to be reformed, remade, remanifest in infinitely new and beautiful ways. Then you have to, the whole thing about being you is now a free flow, because you don't know what you know. All you know is that you're amazing. Constantly amazing yourself with your experience of yourself, with your understanding of yourself and of life and of others. So find a way to live in that amazement. Be amazed with yourself. Be amazed with yourself. And amused. Some lucky ones get to have a muse. It says to them, oh my God, I love my sensuality. I love what it feels like to be me when I'm connected to you. It's a beautiful thing to have a relationship like that, where two people are open and say yes, yes to the best of me. And I'll share that with you. Now you can have more than one relationship like that, and all your relationships should be that. But, find one that you can start with, and that you know that you're safe and that is true. One that will celebrate you as you open, as you embody your freedom, as your consciousness moves into realizing your wholeness. Your wholeness now being your experience and expression of yourself. And that'll be a beautiful thing for us all to see, for us all to know, and for us all to experience of you. And that will reverb throughout the universe because of you, because of your choice. Your willingness to open, your willingness to be transformed, your willingness to transcend the limitations of the collective unconsciousness of the stupidity of humanity, and whatever it is, universally, dimensionally, through time, through whatever realities and universes and spaces, it doesn't matter. Nothing 1,000 times everything is 1,000,000 times everything, 1,000,000,000,000 times everything that ever is and ever was and ever will be isn't enough aligned against you making a divine choice to self-realize. The lower consciousness can't stop it from happening. The only thing that can stop it is the divine consciousness that's individuated, and that's you. The only thing that can say no for you is you. And the only thing that can say yes for you is you. Now, if you're lucky enough to know somebody that said yes for themselves and has embodied a new level of freedom for themselves and is opening more and more, then you're lucky, because you've got a connection with somebody where you see that it's real for someone else, and that it's safe for you to say yes for yourself, because it's a tough decision to make, an impossible one that, seemingly nobody ever does. But that's what we're doing right now, each one of us, every one of us, everywhere, is saying yes to the truth for me. Yes to the truth. May that truth not be a limited one, not be a condensed, not be a contextual truth, not be a factual truth, but a lie. Because the factual truth is a lie. Our contextual reality is a lie. Our pretenses of being who and what we are pretenses. The mask is not real. The truth here is not real. It's not you and I. It's just our experience. The experience is real, but the truth in it is not. Okay? So say yes, because the truth of your experience, and your experience being a lie, none of the truth of your experience matters, because it's all a lie. So just say yes to the truth that sets you free from that. It'll be a beautiful thing for people to see that when you do.
Yeah.
And it's not too late. If you're breathing, it's not too late. If your heart's beating, it's not too late.
Yeah.
If you have blood in your veins that's moving, it doesn't matter if you have one more breath to take. In this breath, you can be free. You can be whole. And you can be complete if you say yes, truly. Say yes, truly, for yourself.
Yes, truly.
Yes, of course, truly. And then you stay open and you allow the transformation, even though it is such a chaotic thing, it seems, because everything is pulled apart by it. Because all the damnation, all the blocks, all the limitations get blasted apart like a building's being destroyed. And a building is being destroyed. The building of the lie of the creation of you is being destroyed, so that the free flow, so that the grace of you, so that the beauty of you, so the love of you, so that your compassion for all life, all consciousness, all beings, every atom in the universe and every consciousness therein, is a beautiful thing to you. And you love it. There. Oops, he's doing it again. Good for you. The truth of you solves all your problems, You become somebody that lets things harmonize in the way that they want to. And gently guides things in such a way that better and better and better choices are made all the way around you by everyone that knows you. Not because you tell them to, but because you inspire them to. Not by your words, but by your presence, by your essence, by the experience of what somebody feels when they're with you. They choose to open and say, oh my goodness, how much more of this can I feel? Can I know? Can I experience? And you'll notice their experience, you'll notice their opening, and you'll say, yeah, come on in, the water's fine. And it's not just mine, it's all yours too. It's all you, baby. It's all you. So open and lead the way. Be the sun again that brightens our day, that knows what we know and knows everything else too. And when we look in your eyes, then we see our truth and know it because we know you. So be willing to open and be willing to be free and be willing to be a catalyst for all of humanity. Just by opening and saying yes to the wholeness, the fullness of you. You, the fullness, the wholeness, your wholeness. Let your wholeness remake the physical, mental, and spiritual experience of being you. If you let it, it will. Say yes to you.
Yes.
Yes to you. Yes to me. Well, our hour has come.
Yeah.
I told you it's only going to be 20 minutes, but you always know that I lie about that.
Oh.
'Cause I was a liar from the beginning, you know, like all the rest of us. We weren't all saints, you know. Well, we were all saints, but we were also all the bad things too, you know. Truth be told.
Well, it's a good hour.
Okay. Well,
Thank
you've
you.
been a good sport. Thank you for letting me do this, and I'll send you the link when it's done, okay?
Okay.
And to anybody that happens to watch this, you know, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it, but I did it anyway, and I'm going through it, and I'm putting it out there so that you can see it and call me the crazy fucker that, you know, made my day.
Okay.
Okay. Good night.
Take care. Bye.